Time now for your forewarned weather with Thomas Keyboy.
Good morning, Utah. Happy Wednesday. We are halfway through the work week. The time is currently 6:13. For most spots across the state, it's a relatively quiet start to the morning, but we do have a few very light showers in northern Utah, mainly favoring the high terrain. But we also have a little bit of light rain in northern Box Elder County, northern Cache County, kind of around between Franklin and Richmond. Franklin right along the Utah-Idaho line. Then as you make your way over towards Garden City. So if you're going to be traveling close to the Utah-Idaho line, don't be surprised if you see a little bit of light rain, light snow. And we'll hold on to a slight chance for a few showers in northern Utah as that weak system clips the northern half of the state. But as you can see right here, the precipitation potential really isn't all that high. Maybe a 10 or 20% chance along the Wasatch Front and the Wasatch Back. That chance, though, does get a little bit higher as you make your way up to the Utah-Idaho line and also for the Uintas as well. I'm thinking by this afternoon, though, that chance of wet weather will be coming to an end, and we'll just be looking at a mix of sun and clouds by the second half of this afternoon, really across the entire state. Starting off with a mix of sun and clouds, Red Cliffs Lodge and Moab getting close to our sunrise time. That is just absolutely beautiful, where you can see the reflections of the cliffs off the calm water of the Colorado River as that water continues to trickle downstream. Here's the current view from Ensign Peak. This is a really cool view, a pink view on this Wednesday morning, as we got a little bit of cloud coverage, but relatively quiet conditions across the Wasatch Front. Temperatures are starting off mainly in the 30s and 40s, while Salt Lake City and St. George are starting off with a temperature right around 50 degrees. Your out-the-door forecast along the Wasatch Front, we'll see that temperature hanging out right around 50 degrees through around 9 o'clock this morning. You might be fine with the sweater as you head out the door. You might not necessarily need that jacket. The temperatures this afternoon will be climbing into the upper 50s and low 60s, just with that slight chance of a stray shower. But again, most of us will get through the day dry under mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies with daytime highs up north. That'll be pretty close to what we saw yesterday, if not just a fraction cooler. However, if you're in central and southern Utah, your daytime highs today will be warmer compared to what you saw yesterday, just because that weak system that's clipping northern Utah really won't be able to affect the weather for those of you south of I-70. And you'll see that represented here as we zoom things in here for to see your daytime high today and your overnight low tonight. We'll get to a daytime high of 58 degrees in Ogden, while Spanish Fork in Utah County will see a daytime high of 64, and Park City will see another day right around 50 degrees. In central Utah, it's a high of 56 in Fairview, 76 in Castledale, and we'll get to 79 degrees in Green River. Then down in southern Utah, it's a high of 70 in Blanding, 82 in Lake Powell, 65 for Bryce Canyon. And St. George will lead the way, coming in with a daytime high of 84. Definitely a spring feeling across the southern portion of the state. Let's begin the futurecast, and I'll start this at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And by this afternoon, you can see winds mainly out of the northwest across the northern half of the state, which is going to help keep those temperatures at bay from what we saw yesterday. Well, down in southern Utah, those winds will mainly be out of the west, and we'll mainly see that mix of sun and clouds through today. Mostly clear skies tonight as it turns a little bit chilly. Then for our Thursday and Friday, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies once again, with maybe a sliver of a chance for a few stray showers in central Utah on Friday as a weak disturbance passes by the state between Friday and Saturday. However, by that point, winds will start to switch more out of the south, and we'll see a warming trend across the entire state. And here's a look at that high temperature trend along the Wasatch Front, very close to, if not a little bit below average between today and tomorrow, climbing a little bit above average by Friday, then daytime highs by Saturday into Sunday well above average across the state, while St. George will be well above average over the next few days, with daytime highs mainly in the middle 80s with overnight lows in the mid 50s, a classic wash, rinse, and then repeat forecast. Then as we move into this weekend, notice those temperatures, especially the daytime highs, as by Sunday and Monday, we could get close to 90 degrees in St. George, not too far removed away from seeing our first 80s of the season. On the Wasatch Front, just that slight chance. Otherwise, a mix of sun and clouds for most. A daytime high right around 60 degrees. Mid to upper 30s tonight, so it will turn a little bit chilly. Then we'll see a daytime high near 60 degrees again tomorrow. Then those temperatures start to climb from the end of the work week and through this weekend. Upper 60s for our Friday, near 70 on Saturday. Then daytime highs well into the 70s from Sunday into early next week.